All right, so we're going to be talking tonight about what it takes to start a career in real estate. So I just want to welcome everyone. Thanks for coming out and spending some time with me, just kind of learning a little bit. I'm just going to kind of open it up and I'm just going to talk from my head of 20 years experience of what it takes to get a career in real estate. Not only what does it take for joining, but what does it just take to get into it? What do you need as an individual to have a successful career in real estate? So we know we're going to cover what it takes from a licensee standpoint. We're going to talk about what it's going to take from a mindset standpoint to be in this business. We're going to talk about what you could earn in income wise, and just kind of cover some things. And then if you shoot me some messages and some questions or anything out there, and we'll talk about them and we'll address them. So, hey, Tyrone's on here. How you doing, Ty? We got there's a lot of people popping in. George. Hell yeah, George is on. It's pretty cool. So just kind of talk about my story. I started this business about 21, almost 22 years ago, back in 1997. I was engaged, actually married still to the woman, but I was engaged, Darlene, and we were starting our whole life together. So I bought a condo and got in the business, and I had to make this thing work. It was go or go or go. It was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I had to make it work because we had to start a life together. We had to start a family and do some things. So I got into it and I just did it, whatever it took. I just went out there and did everything, and I failed my way to where we are now. I failed constantly, made mistakes here and there, but hey, you gotta make mistakes in order to have great things happen, and that's what I did. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about my experience and where I was at and what has come across me and why I think people need to get into this business, and the ones that get into the business, what they need to do to be successful. It's told you about my story. This business is kind of like the land of misfit toys. In this business, it's a lot of people that were doing something prior to being in it. They come into real estate and they're looking for somewhere where they can fit, somewhere that just works well for them, and then gives them the flexibility in the schedule and everything. And I talk to people all the time that get in this business, and one of the main things is they love stuff on HGTV. They love watching things. They love homes. They love decorating and all that kind of stuff. And they love the fact that they can make up their own schedule, and the earning opportunity is pretty much through the roof. So whatever you want to do, you can try to achieve. But what I notice is their language and what they say doesn't match their actions. And in order to have the money you want to have, and in order to have the flexibility and things in your schedule so that you can enjoy more of life outside of what you do for a living, you've got to earn it. You've got to work hard. You've got to build a business. You've got to build that foundation of a business that's going to allow you to go off and have repeatable, duplicatable business. So you got to put the grind in, and that grind for real estate agents is about 3 to 5 years. And if you're willing to put that grind in and you go really hard, you can have all the benefits of things down the road. If you're a little late in the career because you've been doing something close to the field, you can get in, and maybe it's a year and a half or a year. You can get in. You can start getting some repeatable business. But for most people, it's 3 to 5 years. So you've got to earn it. This is a relationship building business. The people that struggle in this business are people that struggle getting in relationships. If you're able to talk to people, you're able to engage people into conversations, you're able to step outside of your comfort zone and get a little uncomfortable day to day with any type of individual out there, and be willing to ask for help, you can usually do pretty well in this business. Into there, so that's a key thing. The job description of a real estate agent really revolves around 5 things. And unfortunately, only about 5% of the realtors spend most of their day in those 5 things. Most of them spend time in all the other stuff, and that other stuff doesn't have them any income, and they struggle, and then they talk negatively about the business. But those 5 things is have to lead generate daily. And I'm a key proponent of learning the skills and getting right into lead generation from the beginning. So you're in an office that I'm in, I'm going to tell you, you're going to spend a lot of time learning about lead generation and how you can do that in multiple facets. How you can talk to people on a daily basis to get into lead generation and making that a part of who you are. If you're not lead generating of some sort and getting business, What are you really doing with your day? So, that's key. Second thing, realtor's job description is they are doing lead follow-up. They are constantly aggressive about their follow-up, whether it's emails, follow-up at phone calls, text messages, something. They're very aggressive with the follow-up. Not every single realtor is, but the ones that are very successful are. The third thing that they're doing is they're going on appointments daily. And that's a big thing with me. You're going to hear me talk a lot about going on appointments. And I classify an appointment as one of three things. Someone that can enter into a listing agreement with you every day, someone that can enter into a buyer contract with you every day, or someone that you can sit down with and you can talk about your business and your goals, and you can learn from them about what their business and their goals are, and they can be a referral partner for you. You should have one of those every day. And if you can do that kind of stuff, you can start moving forward in this. Because again, it's a relationship building business. So you have two jobs within that. Well, actually, I only got the 3 spots into there. But the fourth thing that realtors need to do on a daily basis is they need to be practicing their scripts and role play. They need to know how to do presentations. They need to be role playing with other people and practicing. So when they go out and they meet people that they have no idea who they are, and they have to do a presentation with them because they really don't know what they've done, or they haven't done business with them in the past, they need to understand their scripts and role play. They need to work on that really well. And the fifth thing they need to do is they need to work on getting that day starting all over again into there. And they need to understand that those are, they have to role play, they've got to negotiate contracts, they got to do, those are the 5 things that realtors need to do on a daily basis. Unfortunately, when you go and you talk to most realtors, those 5 things aren't hitting their schedule. And then they talk about how tough the business is. And it is a tough business. Don't get me wrong. It's a very, very, I always say to people, and I know George is on here, I don't know if he still is, but he hears me say it all the time and he brings it up, is, it's a very, very simple business. It's just not easy to implement. That's where the struggle gets. It's just very simple things that you need to do on a daily basis, but they're just not easy to implement. You have to get very good at the repetitious boredom, and that is, got to lead generate every day. People don't like doing the same things every day. They've got to go on appointments every day. Again, they don't like doing the same things every day. But what's funny about that is they will go and they'll work 40 to 60 hours, punch a clock, get a paycheck at the end of it, never have any opportunity to grow themselves. They're stuck in this little box of life. And what do? They do the same thing every day. But then they get into business and they have to do some of the same things every day, and they can't handle it. So another thing that just goes into it. So that's really what they need to do. And within that 5 stuff, you have to break your day into 2 jobs. You have a morning job, and that's your lead generation focus part of your day. And nothing can get in the way but that. So your lead follow-up, all that is in that chunk of the day. Not your presentation and appointment time and follow-up and talking to title companies and mortgage reps and all that. That stuff doesn't go in there. For the unsuccessful people, it does. For the successful people, it doesn't. So you have a morning job, and that's lead generation. Second job you have is an afternoon or an evening job, and that there is your job of presenting, going out and doing listing presentations, buyer presentations, negotiating contracts, asking for referrals, doing things like we're doing here, networking, all that. That's your afternoon and your evening job, and that's the way it kind of breaks down. So there's 3 reasons, I want to share with you 3 reasons why realtors fail in this business. And the reason I'm sharing why they fail is because I want to make sure you don't end up as one of those stats if you're going to get in this business. Like I said, I've been in over 20 years and I've done everything I can not be one of that stat. So I'm going to go out and share people what they need to do so that they don't become one of that stat. There's a lot of people in this business doing it very, very well. So I know it can be done. And if I can do it, anybody can do it. I'm going to tell you that right now. If this goofball can do it, you guys can. So the 3 things is number 1, I've talked about it before. They're unwilling to put in the hard work. So Jeff Berline's on. Hey, Jeff, how you doing? We got Kim on here and Angela Rogers. I haven't talked to you in a while. How you doing, Angela? So the one thing is they're unwilling to put in the hard work. And you've got to be willing to put the work in. If you put in the work, all the other stuff comes into it. So you got to be willing to put the hard work in. The second thing is they have fear. And their biggest fear is the unknown. Their biggest fear is, what do I do when then this happens? What do I do when that happens? And what I'm big on, and what you hear within my offices and all the time, is we're big on lead generation. You need to know that. You need to understand sales skills. You need to learn about how to get the message out of what you do. And you need to know that before you learn all the compliance things that me as a broker want all our agents to know. But I don't need you to know it if you're not out doing any business. I need you to know how to get business. So we focus real heavily on getting into the business and getting engaged and getting into relationships first, then helping you through the process. And one of the things that worked for me starting this business, and it's something that all the leaders around me in my office and all the leadership that's coming up through there, is we're a family. We help each other. So when an agent goes on their first listing presentation, someone is there right next to them, helping them through the process, in presenting and helping them over all the unknowns. So we help them get through the fear. We help them, and then they go out and they do it for other people. So that's the second thing. The other thing is just the lack of effective advice and a lack of effective training. Find a mentor, find a coach. I know people always say, I can't afford a coach. That's exactly why you need a coach, is because you can't afford one. And if you find someone right, they're going to help you get to where you want to be. I've had a lot of business coaches still do today, and have people that look around me. Can't tell right now. Don't look like an athlete, but I'm an athlete in my mind. I remember when I was a kid playing sports and doing things. I'm still an athlete. I'm still looking to compete, and I watch sports all the time. And they all have coaches. Every successful person seems to have a coach. Find a mentor. Find a coach. Find someone that can help you. Go to an office where they've got a laid out training program that not only are they just going to give you a book and show you how to do it, but they're going to get in the trench with you and help you out, because that's key. Are they going to be there when you need help? And I mean be there. Like, are they going to be on their phone? They're going to talk to you. They're going to help you at 9 o'clock or 9:30 at night when you've got a deal, because when you just get started, you never know when it's going to come. And when it comes, you get so frantic, you needed help, and you can't wait till the next day because you're afraid you're going to lose it. So find someone that's actually going to get in the trench and help you into there. So that's the 3 reasons why a lot of realtors fail: is they're unwilling to get uncomfortable, they're unwilling to put the hard work in, and they just tag their horse to their wagon to a horse that just is not going to help them get there, because they're not built to help them. So you need to find it. You got to go look for somewhere that's going to really pour in and develop the people around you. And with that kind of stuff that I was talking about, is I want you to look at something else that I talk about a lot. And that is, I question myself this constantly when I'm in my sales role and I'm wearing a hat, is, do I have a business or a job? I don't know about you, but nobody really wants a job. They want a business. We want recurring income. We want flexibility. We want to go off and be able to go enjoy life. This career of real estate is the vehicle that will allow me to have my perfect life. It's not a job. So, hey, Lisa. And we got Jazz on the Jad. Jadwer. Haven't talked to you in a while, Jad. How you doing? It's just something like this is the vehicle that allows me to have what I classify as my perfect life, and that'll help you with your perfect life. And that's the way we need to look at it. It's a business, and we need to look at it as a business and not a job. And I always say to people, you have a business or a job, and a lot of my agents will go, I have a business. And I always say, well, can you take 2 weeks off and still get paid? And they're always like, no, I've got buyers. I got to go out and show them homes. I got to do this. And I'm like, and then you have a business. You don't have a business, you have a job, because you're dependent on being there in order to make money. And if we can get closer to a business, we can go off and start enjoying things. And that's the way our generation and generations below us are going to have to start thinking, because we're not going to have pensions. We're not going to have all the stuff that our grandfathers and people before us had, to where we can retire at 65 and enjoy 10 or 15 years before health changes, or God forbid we pass away. we have to go out and start getting things in line so we can go out and enjoy life. In order to do that, today we have to have businesses. So that's a big thing. So in the state of Michigan, to get a real estate license, they require you to take a 40-hour pre-license course. There's all kinds of ways you can do that. You can do that online. You can get it and go do it in a classroom situation. And that classroom situation sometimes could be a 40-hour class that's packed into 1 week, and it goes Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. Sometimes it's Saturdays where it's 8 hours a day for 5 Saturdays. Sometimes it's a couple days a week in the evenings. There's all kinds of multiple ways to do it. One of the most popular ways in the last 5 to almost 10 years now has been to take it online. And they're self-paced it that way. So you can go through, and if you just Google real estate license in Michigan, go to NCI, Middleton, a couple different places around the area, and go onto their websites. They'll have online courses you can take. And once you take that course costs anywhere from like $200 to $300, depending on material and books and things to do it. And when you pass that course, then you're eligible to take the state exam. So the state exam, I want to say, runs about like $79 to take the exam, somewhere around there, 70, 75, 80. It's no more than $80, but I think it's 79, somewhere around that range. So you take that exam, and when you pass it, before you take it, you need to get approved with a broker. You come talk to someone like myself, and you get approved, and we would have you all set up. So when you took the exam and you passed, you'd get accepted right on the spot, and you'd get your license right there, and you'd be ready to go. If you don't do it that way, you just go and you take the exam, and they'll give you a sheet that you can fill out to the state and bring it into a broker that you select to work with, and then they can send it off to the state, and you'll get your license. It takes anywhere from like 1 to 2 weeks to get that done. So that's an option as well. And the exam, when you pass the exam, like I said, you get that, and then to get your license, it's a 3-year license, and it's, again, I think that's $88. It's right around $90 for a 3-year license for a salesperson. So I always say this is like the only thing you can do in the world where you can have the hours that are possible to work. You have the earning opportunity that you have out there, because the sky's the limit. Just, whatever you want to put into, whatever deals you get involved in, how many things go on, you can earn crazy amounts of money in this business. This is the only profession that's legal for you to do. You take a 40-hour pre-license course, not 8 or 12 years of college, 40 hours. And that costs you $200 to $300. You go take an exam that costs you $80, like $70. You then go and get a license that you hold for 3 years. That costs you, again, $80, $90 to do. So right now we're only up to $400, $500, depending on where you're doing it. Plus you join a board, which is roughly another $500 or $600 when you first join it to become a realtor. So you're up to about a $900,000 range there. You've got MLS fees that you pay per month, and that's $40 to $50. So just upfront costs, you're probably going to need about $1,500 max in this business to get started. Not, again, 8 to 12 years of college. And I don't know how many of you have kids that are getting close to college, or kids that are in college, or recently had kids in college. But, I've got a nephew that's graduating this year and going away to college. And what I'm hearing about the schools that he went to look at, and just it's mind-blowing. It's boggling. Anywhere from 25 at the low range to go to $70-some thousand a year to go get a 4-year degree, which they're going to go longer, and then you're going to get into the field, and maybe you're going to start off making 6 figures, most likely not. And in real estate, you can take a 40-hour license course, put in $1,500, and pass a test that you basically get the whole license for free if you just complete your continuing education classes, and you have unlimited earnings. So it's insane. So that's kind of a brief recap of, an overview, not recap. It was a brief overview of what it takes to get into the real estate business. And what I want you to get out of it is it's simple. It is so doggone simple to get into this business. It's just not easy to implement the strategies that need to be done on a daily basis to get you there. And I've mapped all of that out. I have a blueprint that, if followed, will guarantee you 6 figures of income if you do the daily activities that need to be done to get you along that path. And it's really easy. It really boils down to talking to 5 people. 5 powerful, engaging conversations with people a day for 5 days a week. 5 people. 1 appointment a day. You can earn around $135,000 to $150,000 depending on your average sale price. Could be a lot more, could be a little less, but it's a proven strategy and it works. I know it works because I've done it. And it's not just me. I followed it from other people that were in front of me that blazed the path, and then I just go in and implement it. And I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. I didn't start off that way. I had my failures. I bucked the system, tried to do it my own way, like everyone else does. And I'm telling you, just follow what other successful people do. Do not do what unsuccessful people are doing. Do what successful people are doing, and money will follow. If you do what the unsuccessful are doing, you're going to live in the world with the unsuccessful. It's proven. It's been that way since the start of time, and it's going to continue to be that way. Follow the people that are doing it. Take advice from people that are making more money than you, not advice from people making less than you. If people have the life you want to be a part of or have a life like, listen to them. If they don't have that, you don't need to listen to them that much. You need to go find those others that are there. You need to. So like I said, I have that proven strategy. So these are the simple steps to get started. The other simple step is, if you're interested, you really want to know more, I'd love to talk to you one-on-one. So message me through here, call me. All my information is on there. We got Anthony Nucci. The Nooch is in the house. What's up, Anthony? So just message me. If you got anyone that you think would be a great fit for them, give them my name and number. I'll help them. If they're not a fit for anything that I'm involved in, I'll help them get where they need to be. I'm all about helping people, and sometimes I can't, but I know someone that can. So I hope you got something out of this. Share this with all kinds of people. Message me with any questions or anything that you might have, and I'll help you guys out. So I appreciate it. Oh, and someone just put in there and correct me. Thank you, George. I guess it's $108 for a 3-year license, not 70, or what I said, 88. So they must have raised the price from when I put that out there. So it's $108 for a 3-year license in the state of Michigan. So that's $20 more than I told. So you may need like $1,520 now. Ooh, it's going to break the bank into there compared to $70,000. My son wants to, he's 11, so we're not freaking out too much yet, but he wants to go to Boston University. He wants to be a marine biologist, and he says that that's the best place in the country to become a marine biologist. It's going to cost $72,000 a year to go to that school right now. He's 11. I got to start making some money to get him to go. So I just gave you a path that is going to be about $1,500 to get in, put in some hard work, go out there and just go meet people and talk and be who you are, and it'll all come. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful night.